Hey everyone, Buddy Hannon here. Today we're going to do my full-on chicken quesadilla. To start, I didn't bother with showing you how to cook the chicken because basically I take a nice chicken breast, I put it in a pan, little oil, get color on both sides, put a little chicken stock inside the pan, cover it, occasionally flip it, let it get to 165 degrees internally. And then what we're going to do is we are going to shred this chicken. We shred it by hand. Now if I come across any little pieces of chicken that have a little fat on them, I put them on the side and give those to the cat and the dog because dogs and cats love meat. Now I'm not going to bore you with me shredding this whole chicken. I'm just going to show you you let it cool down, you easily break it up, and then you want to shred it with the grain so you get these long pieces of chicken. See? See that there? Okay, so we have the chicken all shredded. See, it's nice and shredded. Took less than 10 minutes to get it all shredded. Now, when I'm getting my chicken ready to make my bombshell quesadillas, I use this sriracha sauce. You can use whatever sriracha sauce you want, or you don't have to use sriracha sauce. This is how I make mine, but they are delicious. And I use this ground fresh chili paste, sambal olek. I like this a lot. And I just put enough in to make it wet. This much chicken, this is a big chicken breast. This chicken breast was a little bit over a pound. So I'm putting in 2 tablespoons, and that's just for now. And then I'm squirting in. When it comes to stuff like this, and it's cooking, I don't measure. This is why I'm not a very good baker, because baking is like a science. Cooking's like an art. Put a little bit of this, put a little bit of that. See, I'm mixing it in. I want to get every piece coated, and then I want to see how moist it is. Now, a lot of people don't like the word moist, but when it comes to chicken, especially chicken breast, moist is a very key word because chicken breast is very, very easy to dry out when you cook it. And this is one of the reasons that I brown it on both sides and then steam it. Because steaming, even if you get a little bit now, see, for me, it's coated, but it's a little dry. So I'm going to put in a little bit more sriracha. And my people like hot stuff, so it's not going to be a thing. And a little bit more of that. But when you first, well, not actually, well, it's kind of steaming, kind of boiling. Well, not boiling, steaming. When you go in and start to shred the chicken, you will see that, oh, it's still so very moist inside. And if you go past the 165, try not to, but if you do, you'll see that it's still really, really good. Now you see this amount of chicken here? This amount of chicken, 1 chicken breast. Now this was a big chicken breast, but this will be enough for me to feed 4 people and have some left over for snackies later on. I can even take whatever's left over, roll it up into some small tortillas with cheese and make some chicken taquitos, which my people love as well. Alright, the next thing that we're going to look at for making this, and you don't have to do it, I just enjoy it because my people like it. I mean, you can just go and get salsa if you want, but I love to make pico de gallo. Pico de gallo is tomatoes, red onion, I use a lot of red onion in the house, jalapeno peppers, cilantro, and lime. Now, because I'm using this for my quesadillas, I'm also going to introduce something else into my pico de gallo, which is the cucumber. Now, the cucumber adds a little chilling, cooling combination with the jalapenos. Now, in today's market, in today's culture, jalapenos aren't hot, but if you leave the seeds in, they are hot enough. And like I said, my people like hot, but not to be overpowering. I mean, hot for hot's sake is one thing, but when you have the balance of the heat with the other flavors, and the heat is just one of those elements and not overpowering, that's when it's best. That's the cucumber. See? Not fine, but not medium either. It's a good size. And same thing with the jalapenos. See, I mean, they're not fine, but they're enough where you get a little bite, you get a little crunch, and you get a little heat. Jalapenos, beautiful, good amount. But it's up to you. You don't have to use jalapenos. You can use something milder if you'd like, or something hotter. It's up to you. But remember to keep the heat flavor balance going on. Same thing with the red onion. But the red onion I cut fine. I have 2 favorite knives. Well, I have 3, but these are the 2 I use most often. I love this little serrated knife. It's great for tomatoes and stuff. Really like it for onions as well. And then the small knife. Now remember, serrated knives are okay, but a bigger knife, keep it sharp all the time because you're more apt to cut yourself with a dull knife than a sharp knife, especially with onions, because onions have that skin in between each layer. So just be careful. So cilantro, I don't cut it really fine. I just take it, I wash it, I clean it, then I chop it up and put it in. But cilantro, you either love it or you hate it. If you don't like cilantro, just go and get some salsa then. Don't even bother with pico de gallo. It's one of the ingredients that gives it that pico de gallo-ness. Do you know what pico de gallo means? Lips of the rooster. Do you know what roosters don't have? Lips. Because it's supposed to be spicy, but not that spicy. But the meaning is it takes your lips away. Tomatoes. You can use whatever kind of tomatoes you want. Where I was shopping this week, Roma tomatoes were on sale for 98 cents a pound. So that's what I got. But they're tomatoes, they work. Now, people might look at my cutting board and say, oh, cutting board, need a new cutting board. But you know what? This is a Formica cutting board that I bought back from overseas with us. We're going on 10 years now. I cannot find a Formica cutting board here, and I love this thing. Best cutting board I've had in my life. It's in the restaurant business 13 years. Been cooking for a very, very long time, and I love this cutting board. So look, I'm just, cutting them up, dicing them up, but I'm not going to bore you with me cutting tomatoes, so we'll see you when we're done. Okay, so there the tomatoes all chopped. Here's my bowl of cilantro, onions, cucumber, jalapeno. Tomatoes going on in. Now I'm going to tell you, pico de gallo, I do not salt it, I do not pepper it. The flavors of what's in there speak for themselves. I take a lime. Now I was using limes today because I was making chicken to put on skewers earlier. But before you cut a lime, take it and roll it. Roll it, push it down. That helps break it up and get the juice out. And then the juice, let me do it this way, you can see, juice of lime in the pico de gallo. Oh, so freaking delicious. Now one thing about pico de gallo, it's fresh. It's not a processed laden salsa with preservatives that you buy off the store shelf. So you want to use this, you want to make it on the day you're going to use it, and try and use it up by the day before. Now I got everything in there. I am going to mix this up. Look at those colors. Oh, smell it. It is freaking delicious. It smells really good. I cannot wait to make my amazing quesadillas tonight for everyone and show you how I do it, because they're showstoppers. They really, really are. Hey, how's it going? I'm going to cut some stuff up, and I'm not going to hold you to everything, but avocados. We use a lot of avocados because, well, frankly, avocados are delicious. But they also oxidize quickly. You see how that's starting to go brown? So, got an avocado. Now, I don't try and stop it, because all you really have to do is take the avocado, if you got it sitting there, and look, take a knife, and I love my little serrated knife for that. And you cut that top off. You got to do a little bit of over here because you were just trying to cut thin. And you're good to go. Wait, I did not take out my spoon. Got my spoon. You take your avocado right there on the edge. Now this avocado is just a touch hard, but not very hard. And that's the thing about avocados. If you get them and they're too soft, you pretty much got to use them pretty quick, or you're going to open them up and they're going to be oxidized inside. Or, like when I buy avocados, a lot of times I'll find avocados on sale, especially when I go to Lucky's Market. 2 for $1. But they're a little bit smaller, and sometimes they need to ripen up. So what I'll do is I'll buy 8 of them. I'll put 6 in the fridge, and I'll put 2 out on the counter. And those ones are starting to ripen up because they're outside. They'll ripen up quicker, and you can use them. But avocados, love avocados in my quesadilla. Alright, so I'm getting ready to put the quesadillas together. I've sliced up some pepper, some, well, orange pepper, yellow pepper, some more cucumbers for a little bit more texture, avocados, lettuce, cabbage. I have one kid who doesn't like lettuce, she likes cabbage, so we're making cabbage. I have some sour cream, I have some sliced green onion, and I have the pico de gallo. Plus, I also have cheese and cheese. So there'll be cheese going on. I got my pan that fits my tortillas inside. Now over here, I got some black beans. Now a lot of people might not think of black beans or any kind of beans in a quesadilla, but I got people who like beans in theirs. One thing I can tell you about using beans or corns or anything out of a can, I take them, I rinse them 3-4 times minimum, meaning I open them, put them in a strainer, rinse them off, put them in a pot, fill it with water, let it sit a few minutes, strain them. More water, let them sit a few minutes, strain them, because you know what, all that stuff they put into the pot with your stuff is not very, very good. So, you know, I can spice them up myself. Now here's the chicken that we shredded earlier with the sriracha sauce and the chili paste. Now also what I do when I'm getting ready to heat it up, now I cook all the time, so I have it. If I have it, I put in some tomato sauce, homemade tomato sauce inside, and some chicken broth. And all that does is add flavor, keeps it moist while I'm keeping it hot. And then, I gotta tell you, I get my tortillas, big ones, small ones at Aldi, because they have really good price on tortillas, and we use a lot of tortillas in this house. Now, oops, I have not yet turned on my front burner to get that pan hot, so once it's hot, I'll come back to you because I don't want to waste your time. Okay, and here we are. Got a little bit of heat on this side. I got that side up, the side with a little bit more brown on it, and I'm coming in with my cheese. I like a Colby Jack finely shredded, and I get this at Aldi's Market. Not that I have any connection with Aldi's Market, that's just where I like to get my cheese. Do you know why? Cheapest cheese I can find in my neighborhood. Now, this, the shredded chicken that I put the sriracha sauce and the chili paste in. Also, when I'm heating it up, if I have it made because I'm cooking all the time, and usually I do, I put in a little bit of tomato sauce and homemade tomato sauce and homemade chicken stock. Now you don't have to do it, you can do whatever you need, but I like to keep it moist. Same thing here with the beans. When I use beans, now I use them out of the can, I use black beans, and my people like them, but what I do is that I strain them, I put them in the pot with water, I let them sit, I strain them, I put them in the pot with water, I strain them. I do that 3-4 times. Why? Because I'm trying to rinse out all that crap that they put inside of the cans. Now if I need them spiced, I'll spice them while I'm cooking them. But usually I just put a little bit of a water in them in the pot so they cook and cook down and I can mash them up. So here you see I got the tortilla. Oh, let me turn down the heat a little bit for right now because I'm talking. Cheese, the chicken, some beans, some more cheese. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to come over here. I showed you what I had before. I'm going to take, I got a little bit of orange pepper sliced up. I'm going to put that in. Got a little bit of yellow sliced pepper. The orange peppers were mini. I'm going to put that in. I'm going to take some sliced cucumber, even though there's sliced cucumber inside of the pico de gallo, which isn't traditional, but it's what I like to do, and I'm going to put that in. And then do you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, you got it. I'm going to get some more cheese. Now usually I will mix it up with some Colby Jack and some mozzarella. Why? I don't know, that's just how I roll. Now I got that going on. Now I'm coming in for the pico de gallo layer. Now most times you see a quesadilla, you see a little bit of cheese, you see a little bit of something, you see a little bit more cheese, but it's this thin little thing that isn't, I mean, it's like a snack. My quesadillas, they're like a meal. We make a meal out of my quesadillas. And again, last I went in Colby Jack, here I am coming in with a little mozzarella. Now, oh, nope, didn't put, now, when we're talking avocados, I don't know if I said this before, but don't go with pre-made guacamole, pre-sliced avocados. I mean, you're buying a pre-sliced avocado, you don't have to put guacamole into something like this. You just put some avocado. Do you know why? It's that delicious fat. Now, okay, paying attention while I'm talking. This is the first time I'm doing this, telling people how to make my delicious stuff. A little bit more cheese. Now I'm coming in with some lettuce. Oh, one thing I forgot. I don't have it. Well, no, I got lime juice in the pico de gallo, so I'm not going to worry about that too much, because there's already lime juice in here. But if you're not making pico de gallo, make sure that you at least put some lime juice in here, if not some cilantro. Why? Because the shit's delicious. Get it done. Okay, now I'm going to take that, I'm folding it over, I'm banging it down a little. Ow, it's hot. And coming in here, taking my little plate. Now I got my spoon for some stuff because messed up a little bit on flipping it over, that I'm stuffing back in. Now that's on a twofer right now. Now the thing is we got a little bit of time before the heat comes through and melts all the cheese. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you, well, no, I'm just going to edit this so that you don't have to wait for this to happen. See you in a bit. Now, when you're making such an epic quesadilla, one thing that you have to do is you have to flip it, and occasionally you got to pick it up and you say, oh, wait, we got no cohesion there. So you got to come, you got to open that up, got to add some cheese in that layer, and then you got to flip it back down. Don't take the plate, give it a little squeeze, and we watch out. But we'll be back when we're to the next level. Okay, now if you look, it's more cohesive. So we're going to take it out, we're going to let it sit for a minute, then we're going to slice it up and serve it up, and we'll let you watch. Thanks. Alrighty, so here we have finished quesadilla. Excuse my shoulder. 1, 2, we like to cut them in triangles, and then I pound those down a little bit. 4. Push that stuff back in. I'm going to bring my plate over. I'm going to sit it there. Move everything in. And then for this, sorry, excuse my shoulder, a little bit of sour cream on each piece. Then, oops, you got to get my green onions all the way across, and bam, there we go. Full-on quesadilla, not just some little snack, but a full meal inside a tortilla. Thank you. See you next time.